What if I told you we could find out the greatest NBA franchise of all time? What if I told you Larry Bird's hair still looks terrible in 2K after several years of attempted refinement? What if we could solve the dispute of LeBron versus Jordan? What if I told you none of these questions will actually be answered? The greatest NBA players from every franchise all together for the first time. One season. One championship. One franchise. Pretty lit intro, huh? I did that because the rest of the video is going to be extremely boring. So what we're doing is we're taking all of the all-time teams, putting them into one season, simulating that season, and then figuring out who's going to win the championship. And maybe even the MVP will be dubbed as the greatest player of all time. I'd like to point out that Brian Scalabrine is not on the all-time Celtics team. I'm not going to say anything else, just a little upset about that. So let's go ahead and start our simulation. We'll probably give updates throughout the season at various points, maybe even get some all-star break festivities in there for some entertainment, and then we'll go into the playoffs and simulate those as well. So here, about a quarter of the way through the season, 20 games in, you can see the Celtics and the Lakers in the top three, no big surprise. The Bulls are in 7th. That may be something I would have expected to be higher, but other than that, no surprises. And the Bucks are in last, so that stays true to history. Sorry to any of you Bucks fans out there. Go ahead and look at the league leaders. Dirk Nowitzki leading the league in points per game, so he might be the greatest player of all time, I guess. Let's go ahead and scroll down, maybe see who's 9 and 10. There's MJ. So MJ's 9th. So 6 of the top 10 in scoring are players that are still currently in the league. So I went ahead and simulated up until AllStar Weekend. I'll go ahead and give you an update on standings and league leaders and also players who are in the All-Star game. And then we'll go through some highlights of the All-Star game to break up the monotony. Here's the league-wide power rankings. The Celtics have overtaken the Lakers for first place, but the Lakers are in second. So no surprise, the two most storied franchises are leading the league. Bulls look like they moved up one since the last update, but mostly all the teams in the top 10 are the same. They just kind of shifted their positions. Dirk Nowitzki still leading the league in scoring. His numbers did go down a little bit. Kind of looks like everybody's numbers went down. A lot of the top 10 still looks the same. LeBron's in the top 10 twice, so that says a lot. LeBron's also leading the league in assists. He's also in 6th. John Stockton's in 5th. You'd think he'd be doing better with all the good players around him. And then Kareem's leading the league in rebounds. So enough of looking at numbers. Let's see these guys in action, shall we? I'm only going to show you a quick highlight of the All-Star game. Here we have the East starters, 2 LeBrons. Apparently they're both doing amazing. And then the starters for the West here. Moving into some actual gameplay footage, I only showed this 3 to get an up-close look at Larry Bird. He just looks terrible every year. I don't think 2K actually knows what he looks like. And then they just throw a mop on his head. James Harden getting blown by on defense. At least they get that right every year. I think Dirk joined a gang, throwing up gang signs. Here's Michael Jordan with a signature cradle dunk. Wouldn't be complete without that. Kevin Durant had himself a game, including this dunk. We'll see more from him later. I must have turned the game sliders up or something because Tim Duncan jumped more than a foot to finish an alley-oop. Russell Westbrook gets the steal, goes for the dunk, and nah, I'm just kidding, he laid it in. I know, I was disappointed too. But he did get a nice alley-oop to Clyde the Glide Drexler here. And ladies and gentlemen, here's the play of the game. Kevin Durant self-alley-oop to himself, and he switches hands, but guess what? He looked at LeBron mid-dunk. Which LeBron was it? We'll never find out. The West ends up winning the game, but really, we all win. To finish up simulating the season, we'll look at the awards for the end of the year. Big O took the MVP from Dirk Nowitzki. He was winning the race the whole year. And of course, he wins Rookie of the Year as well since it was only one season. Baron Davis wins 6th man from the Charlotte Hornets. Dwight Howard wins Defensive Player of the Year. He's won that award before, so no surprise. Most Improved doesn't make sense since it was only 1 year, but Vince Carter won it anyways. Go ahead and put that on a shelf. Rasheed Goodrich from the Celtics wins Coach of the Year. But who cares about all that? We just want to know what the best franchise is. Here's the first round matchups. No really big snubs or surprises. We'll go ahead and simulate into the second round and get these playoffs on the road. Be sure to make your predictions now, and if you get it right, you can win my nudes. Nah, I'm just kidding. You can get those whenever you want. So the 1 through 4 seed made it through on both sides. That's not very eventful. But the matchups we have now are Lakers, Thunder, Warriors, Kings, and on the Eastern Conference we have Celtics, Nets, and Heat, Bulls. So not really too enticing of matchups. I'm hoping we get Bulls, Celtics on the Eastern Conference side. And we do. We actually did get Bulls, Celtics. And then the Thunder upset the Lakers, so that's pretty interesting. We do have potential in the finals to have Warriors, Bulls, so the two teams with the best single-season records could meet up. That'd settle a lot of debates. So Warriors, Thunder, Bulls, Celtics. Let's go ahead and simulate into the finals and see what we get. We get Warriors, Celtics. Essentially the current Warriors roster versus the historic Celtics roster. But an enticing matchup nonetheless. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for, the end of the video. Drum roll, please. Simulate the finals. The Celtics are the greatest franchise of all time. Anytime you get in a debate with your friends, show them this well-constructed, highly researched video and you will end the debate immediately. My contribution to history is done. Make sure to like and subscribe and check out my other videos. I'm out. The couch smells like feces and that's my souvenir from family.